What is going on, YouTube? It is Angelo coming at you from Fear the Beard Football Channel. Videos are getting a little fewer and far between. Just kind of getting busy with work, but, I'm still going to pump them out, so, I'm not going to be going anywhere. I figured I'd pick back up and finish my last 3 videos on my predictions for the upcoming season. So today we're going to be working on the NFC South. And then, in the next week, we're going to finish out with the East and the West. So starting out is the Tampa Bay Buccaneers. I'm going to start out with them. I think this is going to be obviously a better team than it was last year, which the team was actually really good. The Buccaneers had the number 7 offensive line last year. They finished out with a top 5 defense. And, like I've said all along, they were a Tom Brady away from actually, making some noise in the playoffs and potentially winning a Super Bowl. When you got a guy like Jameis Winston who just had his first 30-30 season, that's definitely going to sit there and cause you to miss out on the playoffs. This is a team who went 7-9 last year. And I feel like you go from a guy who threw 30 interceptions in one season to a guy who has thrown 29 interceptions in the last 4 seasons. You're bound to get better. All Tom Brady can do is help this team out. I'm going in with the prediction that, they are a winning team. I feel like as long as everything stands pat and they continue to be the team that they were, then, everything's going to be good. So let's get right into their schedule. Week 1, they play New Orleans. I have them losing that first game. New Orleans is very tough. It's a divisional game. It'll be Tom Brady's first game as a Buccaneer. So I feel like that's going to, be a kind of hard obstacle to come out of. But I have them getting on a little bit of a roll, beating Carolina, Denver, and then the Chargers, followed by 3 consecutive losses to the Bears, the Packers, and the Raiders. So at this point of the season, they're 3-4, which, if you've seen a lot of, what the Patriots were back in the day with Tom Brady, sometimes they'd get out, like here recently, they'd get out to a slow start. And I feel like that's just kind of what it's going to be with this team because, there's all these new moving pieces that just came in. You got Gronk's thrown in there, Tom Brady. The quarterback is a huge piece. So it's going to take a little bit of time to gel with these guys. Plus, with the whole coronavirus going on, there's not been time to actually have OTAs. I think it's going to be a rough start. But then I have them going on a bit of a, good stretch down the end of the season, beating the Giants, the Saints, the Panthers, the Rams, the Chiefs, and then the Minnesota Vikings, followed by a loss to the Atlanta Falcons, and then beating Detroit and Atlanta, finishing out the season. So, I have them finishing out, 8-1 in their last 9 games, and I feel like that's very reasonable. Like I said, I feel like it's easy to say that they get off to a slow start and then things turn back around because we know what, Tom Brady is. I know he's a good quarterback. He's a very smart quarterback, and he'll figure it out. Are they going to go to the Super Bowl? I don't know. I don't necessarily think so. I think there are better all-around teams than them, but, I've been proven wrong before. Things, it's we haven't even started the season, so who knows? Moving on to the Atlanta Falcons, this one was really tough because the Falcons, they're not far removed from a Super Bowl, and then, consecutive playoff appearances. They have one of the better quarterbacks in the NFL right now with Matt Ryan. They have a slew of first-round draft picks on their team, basically. Getting Todd Gurley, I think everything really depends on how healthy Todd Gurley is because, last year going into it, I was very hesitant with Todd Gurley. I even told my brother-in-law, we made a bet that, Aaron Jones was going to finish out as a, better running back than he did, fantasy football-wise. Which, he still, both fantasy football and then, even in regular football, had a better season than what Todd Gurley did. So, that worked out in my favor. But I think that's the main thing for the Falcons is it just depends on how well Todd Gurley plays. If he doesn't do good, then this team is not going to get going. We've seen that time and time again the last few years, i.e. with Devonta Freeman. I have them beating the Seattle Seahawks in Week 1, followed by 3 straight losses to the Cowboys, the Bears, and the Packers. Then I have them rattling off their best streak of the season, catching a 4-game win streak against Carolina, Minnesota, Detroit, and then Carolina again. So I do have them sweeping the Panthers. And then everything gets a little murky right there. Losing to the Broncos and then New Orleans, followed by a win against the Raiders, losing to New Orleans again, beating the Chargers, beating the Buccaneers, losing to the Chiefs, and then losing to Tampa Bay. So if you're following along, I had this team going 8-8. I had the Buccaneers going 11-5 as well. Just I did not put that in there at the end, but I have this team going 8-8. I feel like they obviously can do better. I don't feel like they do any worse than this because, we know they already have one of the best quarterbacks in the NFL. I'm not super high on Dan Quinn as a coach, but I feel like with the offense that they have, it's very, it's a team that can definitely go 8-8. There's no way around that. Let's go on to my team, the Carolina Panthers. I don't have us doing so hot this year. Now, I feel like Carolina, I just want to go on ahead and put this out there just so, to save face for the future. I think the Carolina Panthers do have a shot, actually, of making the playoffs or being a dark horse team to actually sneak in and maybe make some noise. But, I don't really know a whole lot about, because a lot of the guys that we're going to be playing are going to be rookies. So I don't necessarily know exactly how they're going to pan out. I like our draft. I loved what we did. But, I've not seen these guys play actual football. So I decided to go on the safe route and go with a losing record for them just because, there's so many moving pieces from this team. We just lost Greg Olsen, Cam Newton, and Luke Kuechly. And then season before that, we had lost Julius Peppers, Thomas Davis, a bunch of key contributors on our team. So, it's very easy to say that we wind up with a losing record. I have us beating the Raiders in the first game, followed by 2 losses to the Tampa Bay Buccaneers and then the Los Angeles Chargers. I have us beating the Arizona Cardinals, so first 4 games were 2-2, but, everything gets a little worse from there. Losing to the Falcons, the Bears, the Saints, the Falcons again, the Chiefs, the Bucks. So at that point, through 10 games, I have us at 2-8. I do have us beating the Detroit Lions, and then I have us losing to the Vikings, the Broncos, the Packers. I have us beating the newly formed Washington football team. Go fuck yourself, Dan Snyder. And then followed by a win against New Orleans, or a loss against New Orleans. So, I have us finishing out 4-12. Like I said, first of all, I like Teddy Bridgewater as a quarterback. He's a really accurate quarterback. The style that he plays with is the style that I like. I like a guy who is going to sit in the pocket, find the pass. If all else fails, take off running and still try to find the pass. And if you cannot find that pass, maybe if you can safely run for a few yards, go on ahead and get it. And if not, chuck it out of bounds, survive another down. That's a smart quarterback. I love that, and that's what I like about Teddy Two Gloves. I'm excited for him to be our quarterback for the future, at least for the foreseeable future. We don't know what the rest holds. Now we're going to get into the New Orleans Saints. This is actually, I'm just going to go out. This is my division winner. Who else is going to win the NFC South? Tampa Bay might, but we know this is one of the best offensive lines in the NFL. We know this is one of the best defenses in the NFL. They have a really good run game, and they have Drew Brees, one of the best quarterbacks to ever play the game. So let's get into their schedule. Week 1, win versus Tampa Bay, followed by a win against the Raiders, the Packers, the Lions, the Chargers, the Panthers, and the Bears. So I have them starting out 7-0. Maybe that's a little too, excessive, but I feel like they're very capable of doing it. This team can not only run with you and hang with you on the offensive side, they can shut you down on the defensive end. They have one of the best secondaries in the NFL and a very good pass game, to go along. A pass rush game to go along with it. So I do have them losing back-to-back games against the Buccaneers and then the 49ers. So that's going to be 2 hard losses, followed by a 3-game win streak against the Falcons, the Broncos, and then the Falcons again. Then I have them losing to the Eagles, beating the Chiefs, losing to the Vikings, and then beating the Panthers. So, like I said, I have them going 12-4. So as everything shakes out on my end with the NFC South, I have the Saints winning the South going 12-4, followed by the Buccaneers at 11-5, the Falcons at 8-8, and then rounding out the division is going to be the Panthers at 4-12. Now, like I said, I want to say my ceiling for the Carolina Panthers, though, is 9 wins. I feel like they're very capable of winning 9 games, but I feel like they're also capable of losing 12. So I just want to throw all those facts out there just to kind of save face for later on in the year when I'm, kind of like, yeah, I saw this coming. Because, like it can very well happen. That's going to wrap up my video for today. I'm going to be going out of town for a few days, guys, so probably won't be posting another video again until Monday, Tuesday, maybe even Wednesday. So it was really good to make another video for you guys, and I hope to be making a lot more in the future. If you did like this video, make sure you hit the like and subscribe button and turn those bell notifications on. All that's going to do is help this channel grow so I can put out better content for you guys. Y'all have a great day. Stay Rona free.